Hello, welcome back to my channel. You know, I killed some of the music, so I think it'll be slightly hurt. I just can't be sure. Well, welcome back to our video on home gunsmithing on the 4006. Yeah, I searched online. I couldn't really find any videos on this, so I decided I was going to do one. If you watched part 1, part 2, and part 3 already, you already seen me strip and rebuild the slide in one video and in two video, or video 1 and video 3, that was the slide. Video 2 was the disassembly of the receiver. And on video number 4, I'm going to apologize in advance for the length of this video. This is going to be like the time consuming part. So, okay. Well, let's just cut right fucking down to it. First thing you want to do is put your magazine release bar in. It's going to go in a notch on the bottom, so you know it's in place. Next thing you're going to want to take is your pin. Pop that in. Okay, and the only reason why I'm leaving it laying on the table is because it's like one of those three-handed operations. So I screw it in just a little bit before I take my pick. Okay, and it's going to set in place. On the bottom of it, there's two notches. They run opposite with the two lines, so that's a nice little tidbit to know. And the magazine release is adjustable by a little bit. Now let's just check function. Magazine's in, magazine drops. We know it works. Next thing we're going to want to do is on top of the receiver, you're going to want to slip your trigger in. Now remember, the curved part that's smooth and doesn't look like it's been machined, it's going to go forward. So that slips right into place. You're going to have to apply gentle force to it. Now, next thing you're going to want to slip in is the pin, or the spring and pin. That's only used just to keep tension on the trigger bar. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit of grease onto this bar. And it's just for function, that's all. It's just for smooth operation. Not only that, it'll lighten up the trigger just a little bit, or make it run a little bit smoother. Now, with the trigger bar, you're going to notice a little hole up front. Okay? Right here, right on the bottom. That means you've got to put it down towards, you've got to put it in, so that this way that pin is on the bottom, or that hole. Now, this is another one of those three-handed operations, and it's just like a lot of the jobs. Yes, it is a little bit of time-consuming, and it does take its toll on you. Take your pin after you line up the holes. Okay. Hammer your pin in. Sorry, just trying to make it even. Okay. Next thing. Wow. It's going a little bit faster than what I thought it was going to go. Just check for function real quick. Pull it, release it, pull it, release it. It should snap right back. And at this point, I'm just going to take a little bit of lube, or a little bit of oil, stick it in, and apply it right onto the spring. It's just going to apply a little bit of oil right onto the inside. Nothing major. Trust me. Next thing you're going to want to do, nicotine. Love it. Okay, next thing you're going to want to do is set in your disconnector. And your disconnector is going to go in one way. And it's going to set in so that this way the back of the bar faces the rear of the weapon. Okay, that slides nice. Now, only thing I'm going to do again is just apply a little bit of oil right onto the top of it. Okay, that's worked in. Beautiful. Okay. Now that that's set in, well, what's next? How about your sear? Now, you're going to notice on your sear that there is, you got your flat part, and then you've got this little notch. This is another one of those pieces that I'm just going to apply a little bit of grease to, right on the notch, or notches, I should say, and for various good reasons. You know, I'm also going to apply a little bit inside it as well. It just smooths everything out. And the way you're going to apply it, and the reason why I'm putting it in first is it's just the way I like to do things. You know, take your pin. Now, that little notch actually has to face this little spring right here. If you put it in backwards, the hammer will not fall. So, it serves a purpose. Okay. Not only that, it also holds the disconnector. So, next thing you're going to want to do is take one of your springs and set it into the first hole up top. You know, what I like to do is after I set one of them in, I like to just press it in just a little bit, so this way I know it's not going to come flying out. You know, nothing major. You know, there's nothing wrong with applying a little bit of force onto it. At this point, take your other pin and just set it in just a little bit. Okay. And yeah, you're just going to have to move it so that this way it's inside the pin. Next thing you're going to want to do is take your hammer. Slip that on the outside of your trigger. Okay. Now, this is like another one of those parts. It's going to just fall right into place. I mean, you might have to press down a little bit to get it into its hole, but you'll notice once you do. Okay. Now, you have another one of these little springs. Pop that in. That'll sit right in place. Now, the first bar you're going to put in is the longest one. The second bar you're going to put in, or second piece you're going to put in is the trigger. Third piece is going to be the smallest bar out of the three. And I'm going to turn this around so I can actually see. And I'll move the camera up just a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now, next thing, like I said, is this bar. Okay. Now this one might take a little bit of I'm not gonna say gumption, but might take a little bit of working to get it in. Might even help if I move that pin out just a little bit. Okay. Now that that one's set in place, you're gonna want to take your other one, slip that in. And if you don't set it just right, it will slip out. Okay. Now at this point, what you're going to want to do is just push out this bottom pin so that this way it clips. Now you see the way this is, it's actually clipped into right here. So I mean it's going to clip into place. I mean, you might have to check it once or twice just to make sure. But that's the only way it goes in. Yeah. I like to set in the sear before I do the upper piece, only for the reason why it just makes life a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about the disconnector falling out or something like that. Then I'll pull it out just a little bit. I'll clip it into place, and we call it a day. Sounds easy, doesn't it? I know. Let me zoom out. Now, you've got your hammer spring and your cup. Put those on. Get those into place. Now, at this point, after you put on the grip, I like to check function. Okay? Okay, beautiful. Everything works. So, now at this point, you take your pin for your grip, slip that in. And you've got a working weapon, basically. Now I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, just so I can continue doing this. Now I do apply grease onto the guide rods, or just a little bit of grease right in there, nothing major. Okay. Because these things are like 1911s. They like to be run a little on the wet side. I mean, hell, everything runs better with a little bit of lube. Okay. You push in your 3-pin or your 3 pieces. Now, before I do put the slide back, I do push the pin in. Just makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Push your slide back, push your pin in. Watch out because it can actually grab your skin. Check for function. Okay. Now, what I'm checking for in full function right now, I'm going to pull the trigger. hammer works, doesn't it? Let's find out. I know, it makes such a distinct sound, doesn't it? We're going to check single action. We're going to check single action. Okay. At this point, I'm also going to check safety. Hammer does not drop. And, as we can see, once I drop the lever, the trigger the hammer does drop and gets blocked. So now, we have a fully functioning 4006. Well, I do thank you for watching the video. You know, or actually the series of 4. You know, the main reason why I decided to do this is, like I said, because of the changing seasons. Yeah, I know the season is going to be changing in about another couple months. So, I like to just prepare my weapons. Okay, now, I remember I also told you that I don't like to test, or I don't like to set my magazine release until I get the grip on. So, you know, as we can see how far in it is, either far in or far out. Now, every half turn there's going to be a notch, so all you have to do is just pick it up, and you're just setting it for your liking. Actually, that's a little bit too far out. And as you can see, roughly what I'm doing is I'm taking my punch, I'm pressing in on that pin, let me check this one. Oh. That's like night and day. You know, I do like to have my magazines pressed in a little bit more, just because I know point blank, once I grip that weapon, you know, I'm not going to be hitting it with my thumb. And all I have to do is, when it comes time for a reload, press it in just a little bit, and I'm ready. So, anyways, I do thank you guys very much for coming and watching the video. Whether or not you learned something is up to you. I do hope you learned how to take this apart. So, anyways, I do thank you very much. Y'all have yourself a wonderful day. Remember, don't do anything I want to do. Always talk to strangers. If they offer you a piece of candy, take it. You don't know what kind of hidden gift is inside. So, anyways, it's about 11:30 at night. I'm signing off. Yeah. I got work in the morning. Please help me. I don't want to go. So, I am going to sign off. I probably won't upload these until it is the 25th at the moment. I probably won't be uploading these until tomorrow night. So, anyways, I'm going to I might sit here and bullshit with you for a minute. Yeah. I know what a lot of people's philosophy is. You know, some people don't like to have the ammunition on the same table. Me, preferably, as long as I know it's there, it doesn't really bother me. You know, some people can forget I preferably don't. You know, I know it's there. It's there for a reason. You know, it's not like I'm gonna be just grabbing around, racking it, and testing it. And that's 11 rounds of 180 grain spear gold dot. So I'm gonna put this away. I've got yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. Like I said, I might not upload this until tomorrow night. You know, unfortunately, when I'm uploading, it actually slows down my viewing, and I actually like to go to bed watching videos. Strange concept, isn't it? I know, but no. I will talk to you guys later. I mean, next videos that you can expect, depending on if I get permission or not from you know who you are. I'm not gonna tell anybody, Sparky. Depending on if I get permission or not, I might be doing some videos at a different location. So, next videos I will be uploading. I'll be doing a couple more this week. I'll be doing a complete teardown and rebuilding of a Ruger Mini 14. Also might do one of an SKS. I don't know. I've got a few little toys I could play with. Yeah. That's it. So, anyways, y'all have fun. This is Mountain Dew signing off.